Welcome back to Forbidden Knowledge News. I'm your host, Chris Matthew, and tonight I'd like to welcome from the channel Blue Koolaid, oh yeah, Mark Wages. How are you tonight, Mark?
Doing good, Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Good, good, very good. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, man, I'm glad to be here, bud.
Very good. Yeah, he shares some
Really.
amazing anomalies from satellite data. He monitors all kinds of information on satellite data. He's going to share some of that with us tonight. But before we get to that, Mark, give us a little introduction. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you started doing this.
Well, actually, I was just YouTubing just like anybody else, just surfing YouTube one day. And I've always questioned, what we know and what we're told to know, what we're told is the truth. But I come across a few videos about, we always hear about, I heard about like Planet X. I never heard the word Nibiru until, later on. But we've heard of, extra planets and things like that when we were kids, but we just kind of kick it off to the side and keep moving. But, I had a video pop up in my feed, and it was actually WSO. It was a WSO video. Right. And that's really got me, questioning things again. And I started researching it, and that's just really how it came about. But then I've been sending stuff to a lot of YouTubers, a lot of researchers in the background for a couple years now. Steve over at WSL, I've been sending stuff to Scott Sion over at Planet X News, and there's a whole host of channels I send my stuff to. Matt Rogers. I just really had no, I just didn't want to really do a channel, and that's just where I was at. And actually, it got to the point where I was sending enough pictures and trying to send videos that were too large. So I would just upload a couple videos to my channel for everybody to see, like Steve and Scott and everybody else. Right. And it just kind of, one day I just started doing it, and people started, for whatever reason, they started subbing to my channel, and I thought, well, maybe they want to hear what I got to say. So that's kind of where I got, and don't get me wrong, I've had some channels out there, Steve and Scott and everybody else that's, put my name out there. Okay. And I appreciate it a lot. I do not monetize. That's one thing I don't do. I have no intentions. I don't, get on people that do, because I think that some people need to. If you're doing this for your job, that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're even doing it just for a little extra income and you feel like you deserve it. And a lot of people do. A lot of people do deserve it. And for me, it's just I don't know. I just want to keep it as pure as I possibly can, if that makes any sense to anybody. And I don't, like I said, I don't judge people that do monetize, because I support people. So, I mean, if they didn't monetize, I couldn't support them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's important for all of us to kind of understand that a lot of these guys that are doing it for their job, they need help, and they can't keep stuff going and give us the information, So, right. I don't want people to think that I get on people that monetize, because I don't hold any kind of, whatever towards those types of things. I just don't. But for me, I don't need to, and I ain't saying I never would. Okay. I've never said that I never, ever, 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 ever would. But at this, where I'm at right now, I don't think I would. And, even if I get bunches and bunches, because I've had a few videos get some pretty good views, I could have made a few $100 or whatever, but do I want to fight all that copyright stuff? And all that other stuff. You see what I'm getting at, because if you start monetizing, they scrutinize you more. They do. So yeah, it is what it is.
So you basically started seeing some anomalies on satellite data and in the sky. I mean, that's what got me started too. I mean, I started seeing anomalies in the sky. I started watching satellite stuff and just seeing all kinds of anomalies and strange things. Right. And you do a great job of finding that stuff.
And thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you got some interesting stuff to share with us tonight. And for those who have never, seen your channel, this will be great, to kind of get them to know what you do on there.
What I do. Yeah. If you come over to my channel, you're going to see a lot of satellite imagery, or most of it's satellite imagery. You're going to see some stuff that, like models, which is, I kind of lean towards believing a model more than I do anything else. And the only reason why I do that is because that eliminates camera anomalies. So
Yeah.
if you're looking at something in a model, it's actually computer data that's being transferred to a visual thing that we can see and interpret. That's what those models are for. So there's no chances of lens flares. There's no chances of any. It eliminates all of that. Now, I will say this: there could be some models with flaws in them. I mean, that's just, anytime a human element's involved, there's flaws. I get it.
Definitely. Yeah.
But when you see like a model, and I'll show you a picture here in a minute, but produce like a perfect sphere, you got to almost think, man, there's no way that can't be something. You know what I mean? It has to be at least something there.
Yeah, and we're not scientists by any means, but you look at this stuff enough to know when something's off and when something's different and something looks weird,
Right. And that's kind of what I do. People that do come to my channel a lot and visit and my subs and stuff like that, they realize that I don't ever tell somebody what to believe, because I won't. Even if I think it's 100%, I will never ever say it's 100%, because my life experience, as soon as I say that, I get proven wrong almost every time. And so I just choose to not do that. And I kind of live by like I don't know how you want to say it, but as soon as you think you know everything is the second that you stop learning.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Because that's just what happens with people.
Yeah, I've learned to take a more observe and report type of approach to this.
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to, because, I mean, if you want to get out there and you want to say, yes, I really think this is how it is, but you can't ever just go out there and just say, this is what it is, and then close off to it.
Right.
Because as soon as you do, it's like, I don't know, it's even like, you can go back to like the theory of gravity. And it's still a theory.
Yeah.
Theory can only be proven wrong. It can't be proven right. You know what I mean? It can change, but it can never be 100% right. And I think that where we're going, all of us in this whole community that we like to call the Nibiru research, or just the truther community involved, we're going to find the truth is going to be where everything overlaps. It's going to be a part of what I believe and what I've shown and what you believe and what you show and what everybody else believes. And where all that stuff overlaps is where the truth's going to be. It's going to be part of everything. That's just how I view things. And the religious part of it, that's the way I believe there too. Prophecy, all that kind of stuff all comes into play. But where the prophecies overlap is where people ought to, perk up and listen, because that's probably at some level, that's some pretty good truth. When those things say the same thing from centuries past across the world from each other. And and you take that all the way to the satellite captures. I mean, when you get somebody that's taking a picture in Australia and then you see the same thing, somebody taking a picture in Alaska, it's like these guys don't know each other, and they're showing me pretty much the same thing. There's probably some truth there. So, and I will say this: there's a lot of, like, when I show, like, in particular, like when I show somebody's capture that they send me, or even if I take one myself, I try to debunk it completely 100% before I even show it. That's how I try to make sure I'm not showing somebody a mistake. Now,
Right.
I will say this: I've made mistakes, and people that come to my channel, I always come out and I say, hey, this is a mistake. I made this mistake. This wasn't true. I thought it was this, and it's not. Now, you're going to get truth in my channel, but it's not going to be 100% correct all the time. I don't think anybody can be. You know what I mean?
No one can be. Yeah, exactly.
So, people will get on, they get in the comment section and start calling you a liar and things like that. Well, I don't lie. I might make a mistake, but I don't lie. I'm going to tell you what I think the truth is, and I'll give you my opinion, and that's where I leave it. And then I show you, and I guess the biggest thing that I think people are getting from my channel currently is I'm showing them how to go to these tools and look at them for themselves. I take the time and I show them, down to the click of the button, what tab to hit, where to go here, how to go here, whether I'm explaining it 100% correct as far as what we're looking at. That's probably not the truth of it. I mean, and I say that because I'm still learning myself. I do. I read the vocabulary and I read the description of what we look at, but do I make mistakes? Of course I do. But at least you can go look for yourself and read it for yourself.
Yeah, that's great.
I did a video on solar winds the other day because we're still getting hit with some very intense solar winds right now. And I had a lot of questions about what is a solar wind. You know, I was just like, well, I couldn't really give you a good definition. So, you know, a simple Google search gives you that kind of stuff. And I just showed it. You know, I showed the definition. I showed the website I went to. It was Northwestern College. And, you know, they have and what it did was it actually opened another venue for me to go look, because they had a lot more information than just solar winds. So I actually learned something from it. Yeah. So, you know, and I think that's, yeah, and we just all need to share the information. That's my whole goal. I just don't want people to be blinded by all the stuff that they see. And I will say this, and then I'll start showing you some pictures. Sorry, I know I ran.
Yeah, go ahead.
But, you know, if you ever get to the place that this is really getting you depressed, scared, whatever, you need to walk away for a couple of days. You have to. This is not worth doing that to yourself, to anybody else. You become, because I've caught myself doing it. My wife will ask me, what is wrong with you? You know, I'm like, well, I don't know. You know, and I could never figure it out. And then one day it just dawned on me. It's like, man, I've been watching this gloom and doom stuff, not even realizing it. And it's like, really? So I just back off for a few days, and guess what? It revitalizes you and you come back fresh. Yeah. And, you know, you just can't really, if we're living in fear, why are we even living at all? You know what I mean? And I just can't do that to people. Now, I don't want to live in ignorance either. Yeah. But we have to take what we see. And the fact of the matter is, our earth is going through changes and we can't stop it. But the other fact of the matter is, history even shows we make it through it. Oh, definitely. It's going to be fine. That's what I tell everybody. It will. Is it going to be hard sometimes? Yeah, I think it's going to get hard sometimes. Do I think it's going to be completely, we can't handle it? No, I don't think that. Not at all. And that's what I try to, you know, get people to, you know, hold on to, you know, whether you're a Christian, whether you're Islamic, whether you're whatever religious beliefs you have, or if you don't even have religious beliefs, you know, just don't fear it. You can't fear it. You know, it doesn't do anybody any good. I mean, it just doesn't. So, you know,
I agree 100% with that. Yeah, you can't be afraid. You just got to look at what's coming. We live in amazing times. I mean, all the stuff coming to light right now we've never seen before. I mean, there's whistleblowers coming out with stuff that you've never heard. I mean, I've got a guy from the secret space program coming on my show next week. I mean, we live in, you know, fascinating times. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That'd be interesting to see for sure. Oh, yeah. I'll be watching that one.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get to some of the stuff you got. Let's why don't you share?
Okay. Let me share my screen here. I'll just do that real quick. You guys see that?
I see. What is this?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead to the beginning here.
Okay.
Oops. Okay. What this is, guys, is this is the Secchi Hi1. This is like a radio frequency thing that they use to view this. You can see this in other filters. You'll see the Hi1 normally in like a red filter, but this one is, I like this one because you get a good contrast. You get black and white against each other, so you see more, basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and zoom this in a little bit. See if we can't let you guys see that a little bit better. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
What we're looking at here is, guys, you see this over here? That's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
That is, and this
you got the sun on the other side, right?
Yeah, the sun's over here. Okay. Let's just do this so I can show you guys. Sun's over here. Okay. I mean, it's over on this side. This over here. This is, you guys, something I have to keep saying, and I need to keep saying it, is this is the perspective of the satellite, where the satellite's at. This is not necessarily from Earth. Now, these satellites can be in Earth orbit, but this one, I think this one is in Earth orbit, but it's not orbiting the Earth. I think it's orbiting the sun in the same orbit that the Earth does, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I know it was stereo ahead and stereo behind, which is A and B. Those are pretty common terms that we use. I think this one, anyway, this is the Secchi. So when I show you these pictures, these are all from the same spacecraft. They're different cameras, but they're in the same position.
Yeah.
So I have to clarify that, because I got schooled on that one day, guys. I mean, I made a mistake. I thought they were on different satellites, and they weren't. So.
Oh yeah, when you're dealing with this stuff, there's always somebody that knows more, but it's all a learning experience, you know.
And the guy came to me respectfully, and I'm going to listen to people like that. So
yeah.
Just letting everybody know.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, we've, what I got, you guys see the arrows, the purple arrows there? You can kind of see an outline right here. Let's go ahead and zoom in some more. Sorry, I took the pencil off of that. See where the purple arrows are here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you, daggone it, did I do that again? Yeah, I gotta love that. Okay. Anyway, there's these right here. Okay. Basically, if you were to follow that around, it would make a perfect orb shape. Okay. Now, I'll show you a time lapse here in a few minutes, but this right here, I've been trying to figure out what that is. Because it comes from the background and comes towards the satellite. It doesn't like travel across the screen like these other planets are.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what makes it kind of odd. And when you see, especially, this is a big anomaly. You guys, I don't know if you guys can kind of get a sense of size here or not.
I was gonna say maybe if you maximize that screen you have, if you can. I don't know, or is it already maximized?
Let's just do this. I don't think it's maximized. Is that better?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. I keep hitting something, dude. I don't know what the heck I'm hitting there.
No, yeah, you're good.
We'll just do this real quick. I won't click. How about that? That way you guys know what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. Now this over here, like I said, this is the sun on the left side. Mm-hmm. Now the sun's off of the screen. It's not very big. It's not even as big as, it's probably about as big as that right there. I don't know what planet that is, but if you keep that in mind, now the only thing we got to keep in mind when we're looking at this is the perspective, how far this is actually away from the satellite. So that's the only thing that would change the size of it, is how far and how close it is to the satellite. If this was out there right, like parallel with the sun, that thing would be huge. It would be as big as the sun, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
So, if it's halfway from here to there, who knows? We just can't really tell, is what I'm saying. But it did travel. I know it traveled, and I'll show you guys a time lapse here in a few minutes. I'm not going to go to that. I'm going to go through some pictures first. But this right here is, if you look at this, you'll see it. I mean, if you kind of can imagine this going around like this, it's pretty much an orb shape.
I've seen the anomaly before in the past, the enormous orb-shaped,
right,
ghost-looking object.
Right, and that's, we've seen that before, and I'm going to show you one. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go to that, Chris, and just let you guys see it, because it's pretty impressive. The one I'm going to show you. Well, let me show you this first while we're here. Okay, this is that model I was telling you about the magnetosphere. Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Albers talks about stellar cores coming in and out the sun into our solar system, hanging around Earth and leaving and all that.
Yeah.
I would encourage people to go read her papers. I really would. She's a physicist. She was a very well-known physicist, actually, and she decided to go against the grain and pretty much got outed from her whole profession and ended up back here in States. And she still continues to do this. And I mean, that's just bravery all around, man.
Yeah, she does very interesting work, that's for sure.
And like I said, guys, we don't know exactly what's happening. So people that do have some sort of scientific background and has some really good schooling, and they want to come out and they're saying stuff like this, we really have to step up and be like, what in the world are we looking at? What's happening around? Because those of us that don't have that schooling kind of, we would see stuff and just kind of kick it off to the side because we just don't really understand it. But this right here, if you look at this, the red, I'm pretty sure is like, I'm just going to call it pressure, okay, just without going into some big detailed explanation of what it actually is. But if you look here, here's the Earth. You got the dark side and you got the light side. If I'm repeating myself, but you guys have already heard this, I apologize. But this is the sun over here on the right side somewhere, and it's shooting solar winds all the time at us, okay? But this is the back side. We shouldn't be getting pressure, number one, from the back side of anything, okay? That's what's odd to begin with. We've been seeing this for years now, actually. So something's been, and you can actually, and I'm tracking it, and I'm going to be doing a video on it. It's actually the pressure, the intense pressure part of it is actually tracking closer and closer to the Earth every year. So it's just telling me that there's something moving towards us. You know, it does kind of come and go, but it does incrementally get closer. So,
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of
kind of
anomalies like that on the backside.
right. And you know, this right here, if you see the red right here, you know, this is producing pretty much a spherical shape, guys. We shouldn't see this little punch out, is what I'm saying. If you're getting rear pressure, see how it's red right here? That red should just continue on and stay there unless it's going around something. That's really the only way that that can happen. The magnetics is getting disrupted by something there.
Yeah.
And it's making that shape. So it just tells me that, you know, I was really surprised when I seen this, to be honest with you. There's a few photos that, you know, I look at this stuff all the time, and there's very few anymore that kind of like shock me. This is one of those that shocked me.
And I mean, the more stuff that I see like this, it makes me wonder, you know, are there humongous objects very near our Earth? I mean, who knows what they could be, but there's just more and more mounting evidence that there is something there.
Oh man, I'm telling you. And like I said, it's going to take all of us, Chris. And it's, you know, I really buy into that. I don't just say that. It really is. It's going to take all of us, like you said. I'm seeing this, so now that I'm seeing it, hopefully I can show somebody else to look at this tool and they can catch something that I don't.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of the goal, but you're right. This stuff is huge. Okay. If you look right here, this black is like part of our atmosphere. It's not the actual surface of the Earth. I don't think the Earth's surface is this circle. I think it's kind of out like here. So if you can kind of imagine how big that is, that's as big as our moon, at least, if not bigger.
Yeah.
Now this dotted line right here actually is the satellite orbit line. If you look over here to the right, you got the GOES 13 and the GOES 14. Those send data back to the Earth about this model, pretty much. Gives it information, things like that, to make this model. So if you look here at these little asterisks, it tells you. And there's actually a little triangle one that's not showing up right now because it kind of comes and goes. It's there all the time. It just doesn't show it. It's a communication satellite for South Korea. I thought that was interesting. But, yeah, why are they putting that there? I have no idea why it has anything to do with this. But anyway, but, yeah, I wanted to show you that real quick. This right here was very interesting. This was a capture by Kenny G in Milwaukee. He sent me this. He sent it to a lot of people, actually. I put the arrows and stuff on it.
Yeah.
We've seen this object before, right?
Now,
we have a question.
Oh, okay. This is just a filtered picture of like the
right. Yeah, this isn't the original, guys. This has got filters all over it. Okay, just letting you know. He's trying to draw out what's there that our visual eye can't see. That's what the filters are for. I hope people understand that, because some people think the filters are there. When you hear filter, you're taking something out. Well, you're actually taking something out so you can see something that's actually there. That's what, you know, it's kind of how you got to look at it. But if you see here, you see these circular lines. Okay,
yeah.
If you follow that through, obviously it would be kind of a circle. There's questions on what that actually is. We see that quite often. Okay, that could be the inside of the camera mechanism. It could. I mean, it's very well could be. Okay, I ain't saying that's what it is. This could be something in the sky. Now, what was odd is, you see this shaft right here?
Yeah.
That's what's odd. That is, if you look at this, that is completely out of place on this whole picture. Nothing else in this picture looks like that. I'm not sure if you can kind of see that or not, but I mean, that's here. I'll zoom in just a little bit so you can kind of see it better. You see how it's just, it doesn't look like anything else in the picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it belongs. So whether it's camera stuff, and personally, I don't think that this is a camera anomaly. I don't know what this is, to be honest.
Now, do you have the original version of this picture?
I do. This is not it, but this is very similar.
Okay, gotcha.
This is very similar right there. Okay. This is why I put this one next to that, because this is actually, this isn't a filtered photo. Okay. There's no filter on this. The camera itself just picked it up. Now, you couldn't see this with your naked eye. So what you do is you start looking at this stuff, you start scrutinizing it, right? and you kind of go in and you're like, does it go through the lines? Or it's really hard to tell if this thing's behind the power lines or if it's like inside the camera.
I've never seen a lens flare like that. That's very interesting.
I don't think it's a lens flare. I can pretty much safely say that that's probably not that one there, like you said. Just for the fact that it has that same shaft coming off of it. Now, like I said, there's camera mechanisms, and every camera is different. So, you know, you could have stuff like showing up from the flash of the camera. From the inside, it picks it up. So, I mean, and I ain't saying that's what this is. I don't know. That's what I try to tell people. Please research it yourself. And I try to scrutinize, especially like, you know, captures that people send me, like photos like this. I really look at them, and I look at them hard. So, you know, with that being said, let's see if we can't go on to the next one here. Got that one already. Okay, this is what bothers me. Okay, we want to know what keeps Kool-Aid up at night. This is it. This is SOHO. Okay, most of us or a lot of us have heard about the SOHO program. There's satellites up there on this one spacecraft again, SOHO. And what this particular one, it looks at the sun all the time. But what it does is it puts it in different angstroms, which is a frequency of light, a measure of light. So that's why you get the different colors. Okay.
Right.
It's virtually the same pictures. Okay. So what I did was we talk about the sun. You know, I hear a lot of people saying the sun's dying. Okay. I don't know about that. Okay. I will say this. I think the sun is dimming. Okay?
Definitely. Yeah.
There's a difference. There's a huge difference.
Yeah. You can definitely see a difference.
Is what I'm trying to say. And what I'm saying is the difference between dimming and dying are two totally different things. You know, and I think that if you go look at even Dr. Albers' papers, and she actually addresses this and addresses it very well. But if you guys want to know more about that, I would definitely go over and watch her or look at her papers on this. But this is a very, very good. I thought that this was pretty. I don't know, kind of in your face.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no corona in 2018.
Right.
It's gone.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing because I mean I actually have some stuff. I don't have it here with me on this computer, but I have some stuff where I broke it down. Like I took a picture of the sun every year from the satellite, from the history on it, and I put it up. And you can progressively see it dim, Chris. It's not just an anomaly that's happening this year.
Now that's amazing. And you know, mainstream science is saying we're going through the largest grand solar minimum that we've seen in I don't know how long. And you know, that's the reason for this, but that seems extremely dramatic. Like I said, I don't know for sure what's going on, but you can definitely tell that I believe the sun is definitely dimming.
Yes. Okay. And that's, I am 100% in agreement with what you just said. Like I said, I don't know what's causing this. And again, like I say, we looked at the smarter people than me, more intelligent, to kind of figure that out for us. And we just kind of got to listen, you know. There's a lot of theories out there. Obviously the sun is losing energy somewhere, or at least losing light. And why would it lose light? Because it's probably losing energy. I mean,
yeah,
that's a very basic way to say it. And again, I don't want to go into some big terms because I just don't like doing that. I mean, I understand bigger terms because I get accused of not being kind of a layman, but you know, like I said, I want everybody to understand and see what we're looking at. So, you know, and I don't understand it 100%. I just don't. I'm still learning. I dive into it every day. You know, there's a reason I watch everybody else's channel. You know, if I thought I knew everything, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I don't know everything, and I never will. There's a lot of good channels out there. Even the people that you don't personally like or what have you, sometimes they still put out good information.
Definitely.
So
now you have to wonder, looking at the difference of these, how this is affecting our Earth right now. I mean, we're seeing some changes, and you know that a lot of this has to do with our sun. And,
yes.
you know,
UVC, Chris, that's big.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. I'm not sure if you've talked about that a whole lot on your channel or not, but that goes down to the molecular level of your body. I work in lawn care, guys. I work outside all the time. We've always had to keep our, we've always been told to keep, especially like our neck and our face and stuff, kind of covered from the sun. Even when I was a kid, that was a thing.
Yeah.
But now, even if you cover it, the UVC makes it through everything unless you have a particular kind of metal mesh there. So you can't block it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's going all the way through the ground.
I mean, it's going to get you. You can't stop it. You have to have that specific metal. I'm not sure what metal it is, what kind of mesh it is, but that's it. He does some good work on UV stuff over on his channel, and you can just research the word UVC. I'm sorry, Mr. MBB3. We've all pretty much, yeah,
he definitely.
He does a lot of UV work over on his channel. He does a lot of good stuff over there, but
yes,
but yeah, I mean, the UVC is dangerous, guys. It really is. I think you're going to see people get sick more and more often. I think we're already seeing that, to be honest. Not to mention they can target some of this stuff, and it's really ridiculous. But anyway, I guess what I'm going to do here now, Chris, is I'm going to go over to Secchi. Sure. I don't want to lose time here. I want to be able to show you this what I really wanted to show you guys.
Definitely.
I haven't shown anybody. I mentioned it. I did a small video like 2 months ago, and just touched on it. But I've done some more research, and I found some stuff, and man, I don't know. We'll just do this. I'll go ahead.
Yeah, and you see the sun's a different color now. I don't know if you remember as a kid, the sun used to be a warm yellow, orange color, and it's just a bright white like a LED flashlight now.
100%, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. Jeff P does some good work on that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. If you guys don't believe in a sun simulator, go watch his stuff. You might when you get done. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he does some interesting stuff on there.
Right.
As far as the sun simulator, I've seen some convincing things. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't have enough evidence to make a decision on that, but there's something going on. I mean, I don't know if it's an extra satellite. I don't know if they're redirecting sunlight, but there's something different about the sun, and there may be something artificial. Who knows?
Right. Right. And just to give you a little background on I'm disabled now. I'm fused 6 vertebrae in my neck and 3 in my lower back. So I had a factory job. I was a technician in what they call dry offset printing for 20 years. So I was in the technical field, and I dealt with UV bulbs. Okay. And I never thought that I would ever be able to take that knowledge and do anything with it outside of that place. And what I like to tell people is, hold on, I'm getting sidetracked here. Sorry. I need to keep moving as I'm talking. I'm like a squirrel sometimes, I guess. Anyway, what I like to tell people is that just because the sun might look like it's dimming doesn't mean it's dying, number one. Number two, I would take part of my job was we would use UV bulbs that were 5 times the intensity of the sun. Okay, as far as UV rays. That's how you dried the ink. We would run machines at 600 parts a minute, and you could grab the bowls right out the back of it, and it'd be completely dry. That's how intense the UV was.
Wow.
So with that being said, sometimes, yes, you get a bad bulb, right? It goes bad. It's a bulb.
Yeah.
So when that would happen, the bulbs were like $500 a piece. So obviously they don't want to just throw a new bulb in it if they don't have to, right?
Right.
Your company just wouldn't make any money. But anyway, what I'm saying there is that we would have to do things to try to get the intensity back up on that bulb without the bulb itself doing it. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is the light source itself isn't the most intense part. It's like when you're talking about the sun, it's the corona. That's the intense heat.
Yeah.
So what we would do, we would use reflectors. And most people know what a focal point is, just from doing eye exams or what have you, but we would take reflectors and take the weaker light and bend it to concentrate in one area. So what I'm saying that is because, Jeff talks about the lens array system and stuff like that up there. I completely understand that and can go on with that because I understand that at the lower level, even my little factory job I had here where I live, did that. We did the exact same technology at a very, very low level. Obviously it wouldn't be up in the sky somewhere, obviously, but I
Yeah.
understand what he's saying. So you could take lower energy and just add reflectors and make it more intense than the actual original bulb. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to try to, bring to people, because there's a whole lot of stuff. But anyway, obviously you guys seen that right away, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna slow this down. I'll go ahead
That's the
and
one.
pause, and I'll tell you what we're looking at. This is back in 2017. Okay, now I know this is a year ago, what have you, but it's still valid, because why I'm bringing this up is we wonder what's drawing the energy from our sun. This is probably part of it. There's stellar core theory, like Dr. Albers talks about, but there's also other stuff that come around, and it takes energy from our sun. Now, what I think what's happening here is, and I'll step this through very, very slowly so you guys can see. This is that Hi1, the one where I showed you over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the same satellite.
Yeah.
So something else I want you guys to look at real quick before I start talking about over here. If you look over here, you're going to see an orb about this big, and it's like radiating. Watch, I'll just push play. I slowed it down already, but see that over here? Watch, hold on a minute. It'll do it again. You see that?
Yeah, I can.
Now that's odd. Why is it doing that? That's an orb shape.
Yeah.
Why is it?
Definitely.
That's just very, very odd to me. I don't know what that is, but I stopped it there. You see this right here? The sun is reacting here. Okay, we would call this just like a CME, right?
Yeah.
Now we step forward here and we watch as the sun blows off its CME. That's pretty obvious what it's doing there, right?
Yep.
Because we see that a lot. And why does that pop up?
Now, I've seen this in 2017. I saw it back in 2016 as
Yep,
well.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, 2012 there was one. I got some stuff from 2016, I think in December. But this right here is very odd to me, because it doesn't just last one day or one capture. I'm going to show you the next day. You see,
it's always there in the background, and you can't see it until there's a CME, and it kind of, I don't know if it fizzes the satellite to where you can see it or something. It's amazing.
Right, and that's kind of what I was trying to show here, because I really think that's what's happening. I'm not saying that this object is this big and sitting right there. I don't know. I can't say that that's exactly what this is. I'm not going to say that at all. But what I'm saying is, whatever energy came off the sun caused this satellite to do what it did.
Yeah.
And what's going to be kind of here, I'm gonna back it up and I'll show you different view of that, and this will kind of give you a better idea of what I'm talking about, because we're looking at that radio. Most people go straight to that radio view, and I know why, because it's very intense. I mean, I get it.
Now some of the skeptics say, oh, that's just a glitch and it's showing the sun. But that satellite isn't even facing the sun. Is that right?
It's not. No, I don't think it's facing. I think it's looking. I'm not sure exactly, to be honest with you, Chris. But the sun was off to the left. Okay. Yeah. The Hi1 looks out into space, I believe, but you can see the sun's corona. If it's directly pointed at the sun, I don't know. But for it to have a CME like that, the satellite ain't right next to the sun regardless.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying with that? And yeah, some people said that might be the sun, and it could be. It could be like a glitch in the system, but what I'm going to show you here kind of brings into question what that actually, well, what people that do say that, and I'm not saying that it's not possible, okay, because it very well could be, but I wanted to show you this because I'm looking at this, okay, this is the same, this is the next day, but this is the Hi2, okay.
There you go.
I'm going to slow it down. Okay, and obviously you can see it rotating from north to south, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the hole here, that's just kind of the way you look at it, okay? Now, I've kind of figured out, you see this aperture right here?
Yeah.
If you look at that on the Hi2, it's kind of the end of the picture on the Hi1.
Okay.
Okay? That's kind of what I've just recently kind of figured out. But if you're looking at this and you take this, okay, from the 7th, you see how it's rotating north to south? Yeah. All right? Keep that in mind. I'm going to take you over here to this. This is the EUVI. This is just a picture of the sun itself. We'll take you to the same day. Sorry, it's taking a minute here, but I got to type in these dates.
That's good. You have those dates there.
Yeah, I keep them right there because if I don't, man, I'm all over. I'm like a squirrel sometimes.
Now,
okay, here's the sun.
yeah.
Okay, same day. Now I'm gonna just pause it. Okay, first thing I'm gonna say is, if that was the sun, and this is that hole, right, that we're looking at.
Yeah.
On the other picture, just kind of keep in mind. Well, the picture on the other one that I just showed you was rotating from here down, correct?
Yeah.
If you take this and you turn it this way, it would be rotating in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Now, again, so I don't know, whether it's like some sort of weird mirroring thing.
If you could go back to the previous image where it's showing the anomaly. Okay. I want people to get an idea of the size of this thing compared to, say a normal planet that passes by that satellite.
Gotcha.
There is a planet in that picture that we can compare.
Right. Let's see here. We were back in 17, right? 09, 07. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point, Chris. I mean, and you got kind of something to compare it to. I'll slow it down.
Yeah. So I guess the little black dot on the left side with the lines coming up is a planet. I'm not sure which one, but
right.
Agree that that's a planet?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a planet. It's probably like either Venus or could even be Earth.
Okay. So the size of that compared to that anomaly, I mean that's even bigger than the sun.
You're right. That's what you would think. Because on this picture, the sun on this HI2 would only be, oh God, I'm not sure if you can see where I'm circling here.
Yeah,
it would only be about that big. Okay. So when I'm looking at this like this satellite's either really close to this object or it's a really huge object. I mean, that's pretty much all you can say about it. But
hard to tell distance or anything else about it, but that is that's amazing. I mean, it's definitely
like I said, I'm not going to say that that's what's out there, okay? Because I don't know. I just simply don't. Now, to those guys that do say it might be the sun, I'm going to be in their corner here just a little bit, okay? And the reason why is if you watch this, okay? Because I'm just trying to get the truth. I'm just trying to show you guys what I'm seeing. So, but I just thought this was pretty impressive. If you look at this, you do see kind of like flares or what have you, energy discharging off the edges of it. Like I said, what bothers me though is it's rotating in the wrong direction. I don't understand, and these are two different cameras.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, it wouldn't be rotating in the same direction of the sun.
Right, exactly. So whether it's some sort of weird computer camera thing going on, I wouldn't know. I'm not that intelligent when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
and maybe we can get some comments on this, maybe.
Right, exactly. So we can know. I seriously, I want to know. I really do. Yeah. This bothers me. This is the kind of stuff. It's like, man, is that really what's out there? I mean, how? And if that is so, how the heck are they hiding that?
It could be cloaked on its own. Who knows? I mean, we don't know. That's that's what.
Now I'm going to show you one more thing here, real quick. Okay, I'm going to show you on the HI1 here. We'll just do it on that one. How much time we got left, Chris? Just to let you
we got probably about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. I should have time to show you then.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go with 2017. Now, this is in September again. Something was going – well, you know what got me to looking at this? And I'm just going to be honest with you. You remember the Great Eclipse back in August 2017?
Definitely.
Okay. I started looking at the 40 days between there and the Revelation sign. Okay. September 23rd. Most of us in the community have heard that before. So I started looking at those 40 days, man, and I saw a whole lot of stuff. So, and I've still got a lot to bring to people when it comes to that. But, I just wanted to, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. I think it was hope that's the right day. I'm pretty sure it is. What I'm doing here is I'm going to show you that this thing reacts. You see that? All that reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. This is only like 10 days later, man. Okay. We're seeing, especially that 40 days was really, really active, and I don't know why. But anyway, what I do is now, once I've seen this, okay, the first thing I do is I think, well, how can I halfway prove that this is what it is, right? Let's just take that down. So what I did was I went to a totally different spacecraft.
Right.
Okay. Which is over here at LASCO C2. There's a whole lot of places you guys can go see the same satellite imagery, by the way. You don't have to go look at the same websites. Okay. That's what I thought at first. You can go to a whole, like, look here, you can look at Secchi right here.
Yeah.
You're looking at Secchi. So that's kind of what I'm saying. You can see the Core 2 here, all these kinds of things. Let me go. I'm going to click on this. This is today's. This is, like I said, this is the LASCO. And what this particular one, if you see the blue line here, see how it popped up a little bit. This one actually shows you the beginning and then like an outline of a CME. This kind of detects CMEs is what this is for.
Mm-hmm.
If you read down here, you can kind of read at the bottom and you'll have a better understanding of that. But what I did was I went back. Shoot, hit the wrong button. Let's go. It says monthly table. Where's it go? Huh. Not letting me do it, man. I don't know why. Let's go here. Then maybe here. No. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know why it's not letting me doing it. No, there it goes. Okay. I was hitting the wrong button.
There, right?
Imagine that. Right? September. Okay. I was looking at this earlier. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the 10th. Okay. Remember that picture I just showed you, that reacting over there?
Yeah.
Okay. And why I'm showing this is because this kind of proves a little something. There's that CME we just looked at, right?
Yeah. It's enormous.
Yeah. You've seen that one bust off the sun right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else I'm going to just throw in a comment here. We don't see CMEs like that anymore.
No, we haven't. We haven't seen one in a long time.
Okay. And yes, solar minimum, I get it. I really do. But we're talking like just going away. Now you see this. You see that?
Yeah, that's amazing. Look at all the particles.
This is my point. This is why I think that we need to pay attention to this. Because this right here is showing a debris field.
Yeah.
Okay, now watch this. I'm going to go the next day. You're going to watch this thing travel out of a debris field.
This is the next day?
That's the next day.
Wow.
You're still seeing debris, okay, obviously. I mean, that's just what it's doing. You can even see how it affected the left side camera pretty badly. There's a lot of stuff there it's picking up. It's not as smooth. Here, I'll go back to the previous day so you can see the difference. See how smooth that picture is?
Yeah.
Then it starts getting a little rough right there, and then all of a sudden, boom, okay? And then look at it, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead to the second day here. And if you pay attention over here on the right, you can see that the particles are getting less and less.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the next day. I'm just trying to toggle through here so you guys can get a good idea here. Sometimes it takes a minute to load. I don't know why it does it. You know, obviously it's trying to load a bunch of information at once, but okay, come on. It's taking a while. But yeah, if you guys go back and you guys see, now look at that. See how that's nowhere near as intense?
Yeah.
That's on the 12th. It started on the 10th. And if you keep going to like the 13th and so on and so forth, you're going to see it actually goes back to completely normal.
Wow.
And nothing was done to the camera. Obviously, it's out in space. I think they have ways to kind of like wipe it off. I'm not sure, but
yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think sometimes they even rotate them 180 degrees just to try to keep them fresh or what have you. But I just wanted to show that because there's a lot of talk about debris fields. You know, they think we're going to travel through a debris field, and I think that this is a good representation of kind of what's going to happen. Just my opinion, you know, if we do travel, if the Earth does go through a debris field, this is kind of what we got to expect.
Yeah.
And this is, like I said, why I'm bringing you this particular one is because this is only a couple of days after that big anomaly I just showed you.
Yeah.
This is the 12th, and then that big anomaly I showed you, we seen it on the 6th and the 7th. It's not even a week. So is all this debris from that CME, or did that big anomaly bring it with it? I don't know.
Interesting.
It's just something I'm looking at, you know. I just wanted to show you guys that because
that's really cool. That's the particles in that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it just that really shocked me. And believe it or not, I didn't see this till like probably 4 hours before we did this show tonight, Chris.
Very nice.
I had looked at this thing 100 times, man. And for some reason and I think what it was is I was just over reading one of Dr. Albers' reports on the sun and stuff. And she was talking about debris. And it must have just triggered me in my brain. But that's, you know, that's just how my brain works. You know, sometimes it needs a little trigger.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, did you have anything else to share with us before?
But anyway,
did you have anything else to share before we close?
I don't think I have. No, I mean, I just wanted to really show you this. Let me stop sharing here, Chris, so you can take
sure.
Okay. But yeah, man, I mean, I really appreciate you having me on, man. I hope I could, you know, at least give somebody some new ammo to go look at. Go look at these tools, guys. That's, if anybody takes anything from me tonight, go look at it for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let me make up your mind. You
yeah,
know,
definitely. That's what's awesome about your channel is you actually take the time to tell people how to go look at this for themselves. And definitely, guys, check out Blue Koolaid. Oh, yeah, it's an amazing channel. He's doing great work right now. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have you back on soon. I'm sure you're going to have so much more to share with us in the future. So much going on. And you have a great night, man. Thanks, Mark.
Oh, thanks a lot, Chris. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.